Hey everybody, welcome back to Tenza Motorsports. We have back with us today the E70 X5. This is the 35, and I'm going to be doing some diagnosing on it to try to figure out what on earth is going on. I introduced this car in a previous video, talked about some of the things that we're having issues with and some of the things that we're kind of thinking it might be, and we're going to go into that a little bit more in depth in today's video. Before we do, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, like if you enjoy this type of content. Also make sure to check us out on Instagram, Tenza_Motorsports. Now that we have the introduction out of the way, this is what's going on with the car. There's either four things that's going to be stopping us from running a physical, hindrance. Something in the top end, something in the bottom end, something between the engine and the transmission. So that'd be like in the flywheel or the torque converter, or something in the transmission. I'm kind of hoping that obviously it'd be best if in between the engine and transmission, stopping the flywheel from spinning, something like that. That'd be great. But I'm not holding my breath. Today we're going to be looking at the top end of the engine. We're going to be pulling the engine cover off, pulling the spark plugs out, inspecting the spark plugs, seeing what condition everything's in, and then I want to get down into the cylinder and actually see the top of the piston and some of the cylinder walls. Downside of that is that I'm not able to turn the engine over. So if there's something wrong, if it's in the cylinder walls and I've got a piston up high, I won't be able to see the cylinder wall down, the lower portion of its stroke. I can move the engine a little bit, so we'll probably rock it back and forth, just kind of seeing what's going on in there. But that's kind of a downside. I don't want to misdiagnose the top end. I don't want to be like, oh, it's not this, and then find out tearing it down later that it actually was in the top end. But I just wasn't able to see it or overlook something, so I'm a little bit worried about that. But we're going to be using the Kaiweets borescope camera. Reviewed this a couple weeks ago, and I've been using it at work. It's absolutely fantastic. It's got that articulating head on it, so we should be able to go into the cylinders and look up at the valves and things like that. I'm really hoping it's not the engine. I'd much rather be the transmission or something like that, but I guess these ZF8 speeds are pretty bulletproof, so unless somebody actually, I don't know, maybe shot it with a bullet, then I just don't see the transmission having issues. But that would be much easier to do, money and work-wise, as to do a transmission. So anyways, let's get into this. Let's get this pulled apart and see if we can't figure out what's going on. So here is my spark plug socket, and well, it's not a 14 millimeter, it's a 12. So I had to go over to O'Reilly's and spend a whopping $10 on a 14 millimeter thin-walled magnetic with the little rubberized holder in there. So there you go. There's the super expensive BMW special tool you have to buy. It's almost $10. I spent almost as much gas as the tool costs to get over there. So now that we got that, we are going to get in here to cylinder 1 and see what it looks like. Okay, cylinder 1. Not amazing, but nothing too crazy. Sorry, my camera won't seem to focus on it. It just looks like a dirty 130,000 mile spark plug, and let's see if it's original. It's Bosch, so it very well could be the original spark plug to the car. So we're gonna pull the rest of these out. These will not be going back in the vehicle. They might just as a placeholder, but I'm not gonna be running these spark plugs. We'll just get new ones. Even the fancy ones were like 30-something bucks a piece, which would only put us at like, I don't know, maybe 200 bucks for the whole set. So nothing super crazy. We're gonna go and see now what our borescope camera comes up with. All right, here is cylinder 1. And actually looks pretty good. So see all the cross hatching there, looks nice. I don't see any major damage to the cylinder wall. We'll look up to see if we can't see the valves. I might have to put the camera in there a little bit deeper, but just based on what I'm seeing here, I don't see anything super crazy. So let me get in there a little bit further so we can try to turn this thing up. Valves look good. Doesn't look like anything's been hitting. Cylinder 1 looks actually pretty clean. I'll have this borescope camera linked in the description below, alongside a thin-walled socket and some other tools I'm using. But we're just going to kind of go like this through the other cylinders and see if anything kind of like jumps out at us. All right, so we're gonna wrap up the video here of me diagnosing the top end. As you can see here, the valve cover is off. The reason the valve cover is off and you didn't see any time lapse is because my GoPro wasn't recording. And I got kind of frustrated because I've had to do some some re-recording the last couple videos. So a little bit mad at my camera equipment right now, but yeah, it was my fault. I didn't press record. But basically all I did was pull the valve cover off and inspect and make sure like none of the cams were having any issues, like nothing was locked up or having issues on the top end, which is what this video is all about. Nothing is stuck on the top end. The cams move freely as I move the engine back and forth, no problems. But I did see this, and this is a bit of a death nail. So let's get up here real close and I'll show you what I found. Pretty clear picture right there. That is not good. And that is not good. That is not good. Yeah. So this engine at some point has been starved of oil. And I kind of wondered that because when I pulled this off, normally there's quite a bit of oil in here, and there wasn't a lot of oil in the filter housing. And then when I was looking through the fins here, you can't really see it much on camera, but it was kind of glittery. So I think this engine's got some damage to it. So odds are we're probably gonna have to get a new engine. So we'll see how that goes. I am now on the lookout for a new engine. So I think this combined with the bottom end not moving, well, it moves, but it we get stuck every now and then. I'm pretty sure that this is pretty much toast. Sparklies in here and wear on the top of this engine. Not the conclusion I wanted to find or come to, but it is what it is. I mean, when you buy an $850 BMW, that should be worth more than 10 times that amount. I don't know what else I expected to find, but at least we found the issue. I don't mind finding issues as long as I find them. I don't care what the issue is. I have a lot of people that I'll be working on their cars and I get all excited. Oh, we found this, and oh, it's broken. And they're like, why are you excited? I'm like, because I found what's broken. Like, I don't care what it takes or what it costs to fix it. I mean, within reason, but the fact that we found the issue, that's the important part, because I hate diagnosing. So anyways, there is the top of the engine all pulled apart. Got a bunch of parts over here. And yeah, we are going to be looking for a new engine and pulling this one out. I could not have done today's project without my borescope camera, the Kaiweets one that we did a review on. And as always, I'll have this link down in the description, as well as a link to my initial review video of that product. Fantastic. Helped me look through everything. The other thing I was gonna say is that while I was moving the crank, I had these scoped and each piston was moving. So none of the pistons, so I still don't know what's going on the bottom end. No idea, but we'll find out as we tear this out, because I cannot reuse this. And unfortunately, I think the turbo is probably cooked too. I have no idea what that's gonna look like. I'm almost 100% certain that shares the same oil as the engine. And if we're getting sparkly bits in here, sparkly bits up top, it's been starved. I can only imagine what's been going on with the turbo. So there you go. Unhappy ending. Happy we found the issue. Unhappy that that's what it was. But again, $850. What do you expect? I really appreciate everybody so much for watching. Comments, questions, leave them down in the comment section below. I don't know a ton about these N55s, but I would love to hear helpful things that would keep us on the right track while we go and redo this. So stay tuned, and we'll see everybody in the next video.
Bam!